Hey y'all, welcome back to the Diapers and Degrees podcast. I'm Victoria. I hope you're all having a wonderful week, weekend, day, night, whenever you're listening to this. I'm so excited for today's episode, y'all. Whenever I had my daughter and was going through school, and then after, of course, graduation, I struggled with my body image and really struggled with, what does it look like to be healthy after having a child? And how am I going to, stay consistent in a workout routine and eat healthy? Because as moms, sometimes you really tend to struggle with that because, body pre-baby is a lot different than body post-baby. So I'm so excited for our guest. Her name is Ashley Carlotta. Did I say your last name right?
You did. Carlotta.
Carlotta. Is that Italian?
It is. I'm not Italian. My husband's Italian. So we eat a lot of
Awesome.
pasta. I'll tell you how you can eat some pasta and you can still lose weight.
Okay, awesome. But yeah, Ashley Carlotta, she is, her business is called Better Health by Accountability. So Ashley, can you just tell us who you are and what it is that you do?
Yeah, my name is Ashley Carlotta, and I've been doing this health coaching thing for about 3 years or so. I always knew, like, when I took personality tests and stuff, they said that I'd be like a good coach, a good like life coach, things like that. But I was in the tax and accounting field, and I just was secure in what I was doing. And I just never thought that this would be something that I was doing. But when we moved from California to Texas,
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
from California.
yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
No, interrupt. I'm from San Jose, California, born and raised. Where are you from?
Okay. I was born in Simi Valley, but I was raised in like Santa Clarita Valley. So like maybe like north from you. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Woo.
a little bit. I know. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Lots of people here in Texas from California, but
yeah.
I had 3 kids and I was never going to be able to like do the stay-at-home mom thing. And so when we moved here, I was like, oh gosh, I'm actually not really a good stay-at-home mom. So I need to do something with my life. So I documented the weight loss from my 3rd baby on my Instagram. And everybody started asking me, what are you doing? What diet are you doing? And all the things. And I'm like, honestly, I'm just eating healthy and I'm exercising regularly and I'm drinking my water and y'all are holding me accountable. And so I started holding other people accountable to their goals. It started out like as a hobby for me. And I had friends and family that were like, you could totally do this, like for your job. And I was like, yeah. And how fun to just like being a support system for people who want to be consistent in their health, whether that's weight loss or just wanting to gain more muscle or just to feel better, have more energy. And so, yeah, here, enter Better Health by Accountability. And I have 2 other coaches that work for me, like with me too. Because my business blew up like about a year ago in the spring when everybody and their mother wanted to lose weight for summer. And so it's so fun. I'm basically just like your bossy, naggy health coach that's like, did you eat your breakfast? Are you drinking your water? So yeah, that's how I got started.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. That's so cool how like you got to, you did it by yourself. And then, of course, like your Instagram followers, your community online was keeping you accountable. And then you're like, oh, look, that led to a business. That's super cool. And especially with 3 kids, man, that's tough. But you did it. So go you.
So tough. And I just want to encourage anybody who does have little kids to take it slow. I'm kind of one of those all or nothing people, hence why I used to do the all or nothing dieting kind of a thing. And I finally realized like slow and steady is the way to anything, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to start a business, a podcast, whatever, like you do need to ease into it and give yourself grace. And you can't just flip a switch and be like, I'm a business owner now. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, little stair-stepping, building steps. And you also have to get out of your own way and get out of your head because there's a lot of doubt when you start something new. And I think a lot of us worry about like what other people are thinking about us and, like, can I really do this? And so having that confidence in yourself, those daily affirmations, praying, reading your Bible, all of those things are so important when you're in a transition,
Yeah, that's so true. And it's funny because like sometimes I am the same way with all or nothing, but one thing that I've learned even this year, like I would consume so much content about like get after it, like, you know, like what you should do, but then I would struggle with consistency for one, and then two, accountability. And so kind of talk a little bit more, why did you choose the name Better Health by Accountability, and like explain a little bit more of that, I guess, the accountability and like why that's so important to you in your business.
I truly feel, and I knew for me, with all of my yo-yo dieting starting, I was like drinking Slim Fast at 14, and then I tried the no carb and the macros and the Weight Watchers and all the things.
Oh my gosh, the macros.
All the things. And so I was always like either on a diet or not on a diet, doing whatever the heck that I wanted. So for me, having accountability, like people in my life who hold me accountable to things, whether that's making it to the gym, being consistent with, you know, my eating habits, that really is the missing piece for most people. Cause you can hop on Google and say, what do I need to do to lose weight? Right? We all kind of know what we need to be doing. And it's about actually doing it and staying consistent with it, because you can't just be good from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, girls' night Thursday. Oh, screwed up. Now I'm just going to go buck wild for the weekend and start again on Monday. Like, you are never going to reach your goals. So what me and my coaches do is we are in consistent communication via text message with you, checking up. Hey, what'd you have for breakfast? Hey, it's been 5 hours since you had lunch. Time to eat again. Make sure you're getting enough protein. And so we're guiding and helping them make their plates balanced, prepping them before they go into like, you know, a date night or a party where there's going to be so many different temptations and stuff. We're going to talk about like, okay, how are you going to handle this situation? What are your goals of this? And then we're going to check in on you after. Like, did you stick to your 2 drinks, or did you have the 6 that you normally would because it's woohoo, party time, right? Like, it's really what you do most of the time that matters. And there's a little bit of room in there for your desserts or for a glass of wine or this or that. But I feel that for weight loss specifically and staying consistent with it, you've got to have somebody on your back, and you've got to have somebody that you trust and somebody that's cheerleading you and encouraging you when you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I mean? And it's reminding you why you want to do this. You know, is it for your kids? Is it because you have that certain dress you're trying to fit into? Are you doing it because you just feel like crap and you know you're not eating well and you need to eat better? You know, so that's where the accountability comes in, and it's a long word, and it's in my email and my website, and I type it all day long. But I'm telling you, accountability really, really works if you're trying to see results.
Yeah, exactly. And like, that's with any goal too. Like it's funny. They say like some people say your coworkers aren't your friends, but honestly, like, God led me to my job, and he really led me to my friend now that I have, and she's gotten me back into reading. And so we're like, okay, we'll just read 5 pages a day, and like, we'll check on each other. And every time that sometimes you think as the person, like when you're holding each other accountable, you're like, oh, do I sound rude? Do I sound mean? But she's like, oh no, thank you for checking in on me. Like, I need to make sure that I get that done today, or, you know, so that's really cool. Yeah. I remember when I did, is it called it's a fitness challenge, right? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, you did our fitness challenge. I think it was just a 30-day one for the month of May. And every day you had an assigned workout that you needed to do, and you needed to report that you got it done, right? So what did you do, Victoria?
I did really well for 2 weeks. And then, like I was telling you before, we got a puppy, and then I was like, oh my goodness. I was still trying to stick to the water, but in the crosshairs of like, I have a 4-year-old, so like making sure that I'm taking care of her and then taking care of this little tiny dog, I was like, oh my gosh, this is hard. And so whenever I hear, you know, like moms, 3-4 kids, and they're like, yeah, I'm doing well, I'm like, oh Lord. But it really taught me that it showed me, one, that accountability, like it's on your side. Like you are going to be like, I guess maybe a little bit out of fear, but also just like respect, but also like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for a reason. And like, these people are counting on me. And so that really helped me realize, oh, I actually can stay consistent when I have someone like nagging me, or, you know, just reminding me, it's not necessarily nagging. And I was losing weight. I didn't realize it because it was like, I think 100 ounces a day that we were supposed to do.
Yeah, of water.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kept me hydrated, and I'm a morning workout person. I love endorphins in the morning, and it helped me get better sleep. Like in the morning, I wouldn't be as tired to do my workout. And then I get to work from home, so I would just like on the days that I didn't feel like doing the workout, I remember I would just walk on an incline for like 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, just
Yeah,
and then like
that's
working at
something.
the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah. But I also didn't, but even during that, like I didn't want to just do that. I was like, okay, how can I challenge myself? And I really love weights and all that. So, and I love, so in soccer, I was a midfielder. So I love cardio, but I also love weights.
Okay.
So yeah, it was awesome. And I was telling like my coworkers about it, and I was telling like I was living with my parents at the time, so they were kind of like, "Oh, wait, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing this fitness challenge," and yada yada yada.
Well,
And
there
then
you go, because then you have your parents saying, "Hey, did you get your workout in?"
Yeah, and my sister was like, I need to get back into it too. I should do that with you too." She's really good with her health. She knows how to kind of like get back on track, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do another challenge together. But yeah, it was great. And honestly, I was actually looking at your website earlier. I think it was yesterday when I got back into town, and I saw y'all do like one-on-one nutrition, and I was like, that is what I need, because I can do great with my workouts. I enjoy it. Sometimes, you're a little tired, but it's food that's the hardest.
Yeah. No, and you're not wrong. Most people, I feel like, struggle with the nutrition portion. And I know for me, like Orange Theory, for example, I went there this morning. I hadn't gone in years, but I was like, I'm craving it. But I used to go, and my reason for going was so that I could burn like 500 to 600 calories. But I was doing it all the wrong way, because I was like, all right, I burned 600 calories. Now I can have 2 beers and some nachos. Like it was all about like the calories for me, instead of like, how about just balance it? Like you can like, I have so many moms that get scared when they first talk to me, because they're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such a big commitment. And I'm always like, no, we have to start out slow. Like if right now you are not eating any vegetables with dinner, we're going to start adding vegetables with dinner. If right now you're drinking literally 1 water bottle throughout the day, we're going to increase it to 2 or 3 water bottles. You don't have to do an hour workout a day. And for a lot of us, it's just not possible. So if you can just get 20 minutes in and be happy with that, and hit your pillow at night and saying, okay, I did something better for my health today. Was it perfect? No, but it was a lot better than it was the day before. I have, like you said, like I have a lot of moms that I work with who it's like, okay, well, I have the kids and I have the dogs, and then I have my husband that I have all these people that I'm serving. And so I essentially come last, and sometimes with clients, it's like, okay, did you bring a snack in the car when you're running your errands? Oh, shoot, I forgot a snack. And so it's like, I bet you didn't forget to bring your kids' water bottle or your kids' snacks, because, they're going to have a meltdown because their blood sugar is going to drop and you're not going to want to deal with it. But you have to treat yourself like a kid, like an animal or somebody who you would take care of. You wouldn't just not feed them, right? You wouldn't just not walk them. I mean, some people don't walk their dogs or whatever, but you should, right? We all have to, we all have a part in being healthier throughout the day.
Amen. No, for sure. And that's something that I've been learning too, is like, I need to be more prepared for myself. Cause like, I like to bring my daughter a snack for after church, cause we're in there for like about 1.5, 2 hours, and they do get one there, but, and so I bring one for her, and I'm like, I need to bring one for myself, because I don't want to get hangry, and like, you want to be a good mom and you want to be a good person, you don't want to be just like lash out for people. But one question that came to mind, okay, so I want to talk a little bit on the topic of body image. So what was that like for you, before you had kids? I know you mentioned you were kind of dieting before you became a mom. So what was that like for you in that journey? How has that been for you?
Absolutely. So my body image issues started at the young age of 6, which is so crazy, but I can even recall it because I had to be in this Nutcracker show for Christmas, and I was a very shy kid, and we had to wear a leotard and tights. And I was comparing myself to the little girls around me. I guess I just grew really fast. Like on the charts, I was like 90th percentile for weight and height. And I was just a bigger girl. And I just remember I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed of my body at that time. And then fast forward, I was never like, super overweight, but definitely like I could always lose about 10 to 15 pounds or so. And that carried me like through middle school, through high school. I danced. I was a big dancer. And so again, constantly just comparing myself to other people, trying a new diet. I would lose like 10 pounds. And then once I lost the 10 pounds, it was like I was off my diet. So slowly but surely it came back on, especially once you start driving and you're like, I can go through these drive-throughs. Woohoo. You're making your own money and stuff. I remember I wanted to dance on point shoes and they had to like weigh us, for yourself to get permission to be on it. And she was like, well, I mean, I think you'll be great, but we just we have to get like 10 to 15 pounds off before it's like safe for you to do that. And that's hard for a high schooler. That's hard for anyone at any time. But you're like, wow, I'm bigger. And in my mind, I was like, I'm just always going to be bigger. I'm always going to struggle with this. So I never really got it together. Like I got married. I felt pretty at my wedding, but I remember being disappointed that I hadn't lost more weight for that. And so I gained 50 pounds with my first child, which is a lot. And I already was like I said, 10 or 15 pounds overweight. So I remember hitting like that 200 number when they weighed me at the hospital and I was about to have
like right before you give birth.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So
I think I lost about 30 pounds after that, like definitely hadn't gotten back to where I wanted to be. Then I got pregnant again. And again, I think I gained 45 pounds. I remember thinking like, I'm going to do better this time, but no, I still gained a lot. Right. So after I had her, something just fired up in me where I was like, I have to get this together. Like I think I was 30. I turned 30 and I was like, I'm done doing this up and down and up and down. So again, with the word accountability, I found some friends who, were thinner than me. But also that I knew were healthy, not just like they didn't eat. You know what I mean? And I started running actually, which was something I never did before, but I was like, I want to complete a 5K. Okay. Now I want to complete a 10K. And I knew that I needed to be fueling my body with good food during that time because I was exercising a lot. And so slowly but surely, I just started figuring out what balance actually looked like, what moderation actually looked like. My mom used to say everything in moderation when I was younger, and I was like, whatever. But it's true. It's true. Like that's where happiness comes in. That's where you feel fulfilled when you're being able to have like a little bit of everything in your life, especially in your diet without feeling guilt or shame. And so I really focus on food freedom for my clients. So anyway, so I got it together. I maintained my weight for 2 years, the longest I had ever done. And it was like my goal weight. Like I'm 5'4". I got to about 135 and I maintained that. Like I hadn't been 135, like even in high school. So I was smaller in my adult life than I was. So then we decided to have another baby. And so at that point, I was like, I know what to do to lose weight now. Now it's all about the accountability. I just need to do it because I kept finding that Monday would like come around again. And I was like, okay, now I need, so you have to get in the right mindset. And to do that, you have to have people on your side. Otherwise, it's so easy to just give up. Even by the end of the day, it's like you start out good. And then by the end of the day, you're like, I'm tired. I'm going to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then you're like, cool, I just screwed up my day that I worked hard at for a long time. And now I'm going to be starting over tomorrow. So I help people get around that and get their stuff together because I know they want to do it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Honestly, that is very similar to like my childhood when I was growing up. I was never, I know. And it's funny because like looking back at it, I wasn't ever big, like you said, but I wasn't as super stick thin as a lot of like little girls were. And like I'm Hispanic. So like in our culture, there's a lot of breads and rice and tortillas. And so I never was a big fan of the bread and still am not. Thankfully. I mean, it's on my side, but like, I'm never like my mom and my sister, they love going to the bakeries when we go to Mexico. but I love chocolate, love sweets, all that stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, growing up, I played soccer, so I was super athletic, and I always just remembered being like, okay, I need to lose weight. I would try counting my macros, or and I was good in the gym, like I knew how to work out and everything, but like when it came to like eating and knowing what to eat, and again like moderation, that was just not. It was I sucked at that, but
Right.
and and so fast forward to, me having Bella, I know breastfeeding really helped me losing weight, because I was making sure that I was eating more fruits and vegetables and,
Good.
drinking a lot of water. And I remember one summer where I was actually like, if I continued with it, I probably would have been like kind of like content with where I was. But I was taking a summer class. I was taking chemistry in the summer, and I still during that time made time to work out, like if it was like late at night or early in the morning, and I lost a good amount of weight. But then I had to go back. School starts back again, and you're doing all the things, and so I gained weight again, and then COVID hit, and then I
Oh
gained more
yeah.
weight, and so I've been, even now I'm still kind of in the process of like, okay, I something needs to change. So maybe having this call with you honestly is going to kind of propel me forward and be like, I need to talk to Ash.
Yeah.
But even, and then one thing that I don't want to forget, food freedom. That is such a huge thing that I feel like a lot of people, like, I think they're always like, I need a diet, I need to count macros and things like that. And I loosely tracked my macros last week, and I was like, this is not sustainable. I
Yeah.
cannot be doing this every day. And even that, like, as a mom, I don't know, like, I don't want my daughter to think, oh, like, my mom's counting her calories, so, like, that's something I need to do. But, like, whenever you start cooking healthy and, like, making sure that you're mindful about your eating, like, your kids are going to want to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be boring either. Like, I remember growing up, I had an aunt who, when we were in California, she'd, like, taught me about all these vegetables and everything, and I loved how colorful everything was. And every time I bring out, like, the cutting board and a knife, Bella's like, her name is Bella, my daughter. She wants to do it with me, and I'm like, no, you can't use the knife yet. But just like bringing them into that too has been really cool, because then they're like, oh, okay, my mom's eating fruits and vegetables. Like, I want to try that. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, I think going back to what you said too, a lot of us were really active, like in our teen years and through high school, even some of us in college and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, it's like you stop and you're not exercising nearly as much as you were before. And you're getting older, your metabolism is changing a little bit. And so that's where I think a lot of women struggle, is in their 20s, because they're so used to kind of being able to eat what they want because they're so active. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, no, I'm not doing that anymore. That's why they call it kind of the freshman 15, right? And all of a sudden some of us are drinking a little bit more and all of those things. And we get to a point where we are like, oh my gosh, I really need to like watch it. I really need to rein it in. And then that's where those diets come in. And all of us, I mean, I'll speak for myself too. All of us would prefer to have a very quick fix. Let's just do it quick. Let's get it out of the way and move on with our life. But you can't do that with weight loss and body image and all of those things. Because once you do that, you won't stick to it. It won't be sustainable. You won't be able to keep it off. And you're just going to be like I was for years, of just wishing that you could get it together. And so slow and steady, about 1 to 2 pounds a week are what my clients are trying to lose. Sometimes that's 0.5. Sometimes that's 2.5. Sometimes you're plateauing, but your inches are going down because, when you're working out consistently, you're going to see your inches go down too. And that's all we really want anyway. Right. And what you were saying about kids is, they're watching, like they're watching everything that you do. And I've had clients like do dumb diets, like, okay, well, they have like, I don't know if you know Teddy Mellencamp, but she has this accountability program too. And I've talked to clients who have come to me from her program where like every night they have to just drink like some broth soup. And they've said to me, like, my kids will be like, that's all you're going to have is soup. Like kids, they realize if you're not eating the same things that they are, and if you're just obsessed about exercising, like I know on this program, they have to do like 60 minutes of cardio every day, 7 days a week. And I'm just like, okay, like you're probably going to see results from that, but who's going to keep that up? Like who has time to do that every single day,
Exactly.
And there's no like weight training involved. It's all cardio. Anyway, and Optavia, another program I could
oh
go
my
on
gosh, I've heard of
forever. It's like people eating like these packaged foods and snacks all day. It's like, let's just figure out how to eat healthy stuff that we like at the grocery store, So I help people do that.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I think I have a family, well, not officially like a family member, but like someone I know, she did Optavia and she's still losing weight, but whenever she told me a little bit about it, and I kind of thought about it, because like, what if I did that? But like you said, processed foods, that's another thing, is like, of course it's hard to get whole foods in every single meal, but
of course
you do want to have like a majority of like, your protein and your veggies, because then you're not going to feel like crap. Like that's a whole nother part of it too, is like, I've met like one pivot that my mindset changed to after I had my daughter. I was like, okay, I don't want to like try to lose weight or all these things just for the sake of like looking a certain way, but I want to feel good. Like I want to have enough energy. I want to sleep well. I want to, be in a good mood to, take care of my child and, everyone else that I'm around. Because I mean, like if you eat processed foods like the whole week or like every single day, every meal, you're going to feel like sluggish and gross and tired and
well, right. And your sodium intake is usually like through the roof too and stuff like that. But the problem is like with Nutrisystem or these programs where people are buying food from other things, then when they are no longer buying that food anymore, they don't know even what to do with their own life on, what to make and how to cook food. Like that's why I don't provide like a meal plan. I have lots of meal ideas and I guide you to have your meals balanced as you're sending pictures of your food throughout the day to me. But I'm not going to tell you exactly what to eat because everybody's different. Everybody likes different stuff. Like I want you to eat food that you like and let's make it healthier maybe than like the norm if it's not balanced. So I'll be like, hey girl, that's a lot of rice. Like let's go a little bit lighter on the rice. Let's add some more broccoli to that. You know what I mean? And then people will be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. And it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. I'm like naturally like kind of like a bossy sort of person. And so this is like a dream job for me. Cause I'm like, no, one cookie, you don't need two. And enjoy it. Enjoy your cookie, but let's not go crazy. Especially, girl, have you ever had those crumble cookies before?
I think I've had them once
They're
before,
so
but
good, like amazingly good. But what's funny is the actual portion size of those cookies. If you look, you're only supposed to have a fourth of the cookie.
Oh my goodness.
Who eats a fourth of a cookie? Like that's why you have to be careful and you have to be mindful because people think like, oh, it's fine. I'm just having one cookie. I'm like, yeah, that's like 400 calories for that one
that's
cookie.
Like a whole meal.
Like that. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. That's awesome. I had a question in my mind, but it left my head. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, I definitely I'm probably going to be hitting you up after this, honestly.
Yeah. We're going to talk offline here in a second.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I guess where are you on your journey now in terms of like your own health? Are you kind of like maintaining or do you have like any serious goals that you're trying to reach? And
I've been maintaining ever since. So my youngest is 3.5 now. So ever since I gave myself a year to get back to where like I was before, comfortable and within my range and stuff. And so I pretty much fall within about 5 pounds. I don't like to be too strict about it because, you go on a trip or this or that. But yeah, I've maintained and it's just, it just gives you so much confidence to know that you can do that and you can go out and like last night I had like a glass of wine and I shared some pasta with my friends and, just to know like, okay, I can do that sometimes. Like, should I be doing that like every single day? No, but, my goal, I would say if I have a goal right now, I'm just wanting to get even stronger. I think I'm wanting to challenge myself in my workouts a little bit more. I'm going to be 40 in a couple of years. So I don't know. There's something that starts creeping in your mind.
You don't even look like you're going to be 40 in a couple of years.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you so much. But yeah, I think there's something that comes with that of like just wanting to make sure that you have your stuff together and being like, yeah, I'm strong. I'm amazing. So I think I just want to get more swole.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I remember my question. So You mentioned to me, that you're a Christian, and so one thing that I remember also, like whenever I was kind of, even growing up, my parents taught me, your body is a temple, and I feel like sometimes it's a little taboo to talk about healthy eating, making sure that you're taking care of your body, like in the church Christian community. What are your thoughts on that? Like making sure that you're taking care of the body that God's given you.
Yeah. I don't think it's taboo at all, honestly. Like, there's
Yeah.
obviously a point in anything where you can get obsessive over something,
Yes.
but I believe that God wants us to be disciplined. Like, I
Hmm.
actually, one of my newsletter that came out last night was talking about how all of a sudden our culture, in a lot of ways, we're like celebrating plus size women who are like unhealthy and saying, like, go
Yeah.
girl, I love your confidence. And I'm thinking, like, why are we celebrating that? Like,
Yeah.
God gave us, He gave us the tools that we need, healthy
Hmm.
food. He wants us to have strong bodies, and He wants you to have a sound mind. And if you're not eating
Yeah.
well and you're not sleeping well and you don't have energy, like, you're not going to be able to live out your purpose, like, for the kingdom that He has for you. And for my Christian clients, I am all about, like, bring God into your health journey. Like, this is not necessarily about vanity and about how you look in a mirror. Like, those are all wonderful things. And selfishly, we all want those things. But it's really about wanting to do what's right, um, and wanting to be consistent and needing Him to help us with that. Like, yes, as a coach, like as your coach, like I will help you and your friends can help you. But ultimately, God's really the only one who can, like, really, really help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
need to bring Him into this, because we have so many temptations in this life and so many negative
Hmm.
things that come into our mind all the time. And so we got to be right with that. And I just don't think that there's anything wrong with bringing Him into it and talking about it and just being real with each other, that it's like, a lot of times we just say, you do you, girl. Like, what, well, if she wants to do that, like, that's fine. And it's like, well, it's not really fine. Like, it's like America is all overweight as a whole. You know what I mean? So something's not really fine.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I know that it's like kind of harsh, but it's my truth and
Yeah.
speaking the truth. And yeah, I think that we all could be a little bit healthier in different areas, even if that's just mental health too. Like, don't be ashamed to, like, go get some help, go see a therapist, get counseling for your marriage, whatever it is. Like, if you need help, get help. A lot of times people
Hmm.
think, like, no, I can do this on my own. I can do this on my own. I can do it. And then all of a sudden you realize, I'm not doing it. Like, I do need to get some support in that area.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And you're right. Like, and one thing that's been lost, in our culture is like the reality of objective truth. Like there are good things and there are bad things. And I even have a friend who's been struggling with her weight, and like she's not afraid to say, like, yeah, I know I'm a bigger girl. And she's definitely not on board with the whole, like, it's like the body positivity movement. She's like, no, that's like completely unhealthy. Like I experienced that, and I don't want other people like celebrating that. And I don't want to stay this size forever. And she's been pretty disciplined. We actually challenge each other on our Apple watches,
Good.
and
Okay.
that holds us accountable. Yeah. And she beat me in the last time, but I'm like, I see you, girl, like you're doing your workouts, and she like posts her food and stuff, and I'll have to point her to you. I feel like that would
Yeah.
be a really good help for her. But yeah, I totally agree with you. And it's hard, but we weren't meant to do this life alone. And so
Right.
whatever avenue you find, your people, whether it's like through a health coach or like just a friend, like you said, like that's like the Lord created us for that. And so I
Yeah.
think when we're using those resources and, not using people, but like building those relationships on things that are going to help us, become more like Christ and reach our goals and all these things, like we're doing it for the glory of God, and then we
Right.
reap the benefits, and He sees us being disciplined, and that's just so awesome
Yeah.
already.
And there's
Yeah.
something about having, like, skin in the game of, like, paying somebody to help you too. I'm telling you, because how many
Yeah.
times have I, like, in the past been like, okay, girl, we're going to do this together. And then by like the second week, it's like, all right, do you want to go out for happy hour? You know what I mean? Like, we're all like so fickle, especially if you don't like pay somebody money. And I feel like putting money down makes you a little bit more serious in anything that you do.
Yeah.
And I know that that's the truth for me too. And I talk to a lot of people who are like, well, I'm just not, that's not necessarily like in the budget for me right now, or this or that. And it's like, okay, well, if it's not now, like, when will you make it a
Mm,
priority? Like, that's your health is everything. You
Yeah.
can't keep putting off your health.
Yeah.
And so, they say the best investment to health or whatever. I don't even know what that
your
is,
health,
but it's just
health
something
is wealth.
Yes, that's what I was going to
say.
Health is wealth, and you're going to be paying for a lot of medicines and different things later if you don't get control of it now.
Now that you brought that up, like, think about it. If you had to get a life-saving surgery, I mean, unfortunately, some of them are super expensive, but like, would you not do it?
Yeah.
Like, and
you're going to be forced to at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, prevention is key with like your health, especially when you're young, because then when you're older, it's harder. And then there's all these different like implications that come with, you know, like putting something off. But on the topic of that, I'm getting close to the end, but I kind of wanted you to tell a little bit of like what services you do. I know you mentioned it a little bit, but like kind of just for people to know like what they can like reach out to you for or see. Oh, and then like any website, anything like that, you can drop that too.
Yeah. Okay. So it started out being that we did nutrition and fitness accountability together. Like, it was an all-inclusive package, but after I started talking to people, sometimes people only need help on the nutrition part, and sometimes people only need help with the fitness part. So I have several different programs depending on the support that you're needing or whatever you're struggling with. For the food accountability, you're sending pictures of what you're eating throughout the day. And so our job is to give you the guidance on that. If you're going out to dinner, if you have some plans, and we're here to just really help you stay consistent with your food. And the fitness accountability, you can put that in with the nutrition. You can do it solely on the side, but we're going to plan your workouts for you. Sometimes clients will actually plan their own workouts, especially if they have like an outside thing that they do, like they go to Row House or they go to Orange Theory or something like that. But for the most part, we're assigning you YouTube workouts, and we're assigning it based off your lifestyle, how much time you have, how much you're willing to commit to, because we want this to be sustainable for you. And you're going to be in communication with your coach every single day. You can ask them questions at any time. You can say, hey, are these good protein bars? Or, any questions that you have. Hey, would you order this on the menu, or should I get this instead? But really, we're there to be an encourager and a cheerleader. And you can either sign on for 6 weeks or 12 weeks. And we have a lot of clients that will stay on until they kind of get to like that goal range that they want to stay at. But sometimes even after 6 weeks and you're doing these habits consistently and you kind of get your stuff together, you're free to go on your own. And a lot of our clients had success and stuff, but you should go check out our website. We have a bunch of success stories on there, before and after pictures. My website is betterhealthbyaccountability.com. And I also have a fun freebie. So go get it. It's 5 tips to living your life like a normal person while still losing weight. So it'll show you like what you can order at Chick-fil-A and like how to go have drinks with your friends and about coffee and just all the things. So go get that. And really, I mostly hang out on Instagram at Better Health by Accountability. And so I would love for you to come ask me any questions, come follow us. We also post like our coaches on there, like myself. We post like what we're doing and what we're eating and stuff. So if you're just wanting to just come spy and get some free stuff, like come watch.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. Honestly, it's been such a fun conversation and just learning about you and your business. That's awesome. Alrighty, y'all, go check out Ashley. Remember, Better Health by Accountability. It's long, but it's worth it. But yeah, thank you so much. Alrighty, I'm gonna hit stop recording.
Thanks, Victoria.